I'm your host, Bridget. Remember, right here on YouTube, every Thursday, our new time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share on YouTube. Today, you guys, I know you said that, there are a lot of Ebony Ladies living in the DR. Well, we got another one for you. Help me in welcoming my guest, Cris. Cris, let's get started. Tell everybody where you're from and how long you've been in the Dominican Republic.
Hi, I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, and I've been here. It'll be 3 years in May.
Okay, 3 years. So, she's not a newbie. I'm the newbie, not quite a year. So, 3 years full time or part time?
Actually, I haven't been away from the DR more than 2 months, so I kind of have a home in the United States,
Wow.
and I travel back and forth.
Okay, so the Dominican Republic is your home now. Safe
It is
to say?
Yes.
Safe to say.
Yes.
Now, tell us what made you park your brakes here in the Dominican Republic?
Well, actually, I came with one of my girlfriends. We
Okay.
came on a vacation. I had just retired, and we went on a tour.
Okay.
And unplanned completely, I met someone on the
Okay.
tour. He actually was the guide for our tour, and we started dating, long distance, obviously, for about 6 months.
Wow.
And eventually, I decided the best thing was to have a second home here, a condominium, which we share, and I
Okay.
still have my home in the United States.
Wow. Okay. So, ladies, now this is probably what, the second, third lady living in Dominican, met a Dominican man. Everything's a success, going good. So this might be the island for you, single ladies. Come on down to the Dominican. So now I want to know if you had not met the
My
man that you're
fiance.
dating, your fiance. Congratulations. If
Thank
you
you.
had not met your fiance, would you have retired abroad?
Well, after visiting the Dominican Republic and seeing how nice the island is, I mean, it's absolutely paradise.
It is.
And then the new property is so affordable compared to our prices in the United States.
Right?
And I'm from Indiana, and it is one of the most cost-effective economies for
Right.
housing. So, for this to be considered almost, I would say, equitable to what I would pay in Indiana,
All right.
and in some cases less, actually, for what I have, I couldn't have made a better decision.
Oh,
I think
wow.
that
That's
that
great.
was the best thing for me, because being retired, and I retired early. It's from a budget standpoint, it's affordable. It's very affordable.
Right. Okay. So everybody listen. If you've been watching the show, so you've seen price comparisons, you've seen real estate in the DR. So this is another person here that's confirming she's brought property here. Was the process difficult? You know,
Incredibly easy.
Incredibly easy. That's new adjectives we hadn't heard before. I said mine was simple, hers was incredibly easy. So if you're looking to buy property here in the Dominican Republic, this is a great time to do it, right?
Yes.
So now, Cris, I want you to tell us, we always talk about the differences in the U.S., what we miss, and we're not going to stop with you. So I want to know definitely what is the main thing that you miss about the United States. Even though you love it here, what is something that you do miss?
Well, the thing about the United States that you won't find in many developing countries is the convenience around eating out and food preparation. That is a
Okay.
convenience that we have taken for granted, and I realized that
Okay.
once I started living here, that hey, every meal I need to plan, shop,
Okay.
and prepare.
But do you really think that's true? Because they have Kamados with the fresh food and the fruit. They have the food truck park. They have everything here. So is it your fast food places you're missing, or your franchise restaurants that you're missing?
I would say it's a little bit of both. And you're right, they do have quite a bit of what they would call fast food.
Okay, right.
And for me, I think I'm a Costco girl and a Sam's girl.
Costco.
I do. And I like to buy those casseroles that you can heat
Already
up.
made
Exactly.
Got it.
And the tuna, well, not tuna, the salmon with the stuffing already in it. You just
Okay.
pop it in the oven.
Okay.
So there's so much food that's already prepared for us that we just pop it in the oven, and you get, you begin to believe that that's how people eat. But
all the time. Right.
guess what? I'm learning to, buy the salmon and make the dressing and put it all together.
Make the stuffing, right.
Right. So things that I had previously taken for granted. Now I'm finding time to buy those ingredients, and that's an important thing. So you have to have a list of what you want when you go to the store, buy those things. Then I go on YouTube to figure out how to put it together.
Right.
And so it's a learning process. I was a career person who ate out and bought processed food, probably, I guess,
right.
And now I have a more healthy diet because I buy and prepare things myself. A lot of fruit, a lot of vegetables. So my diet has changed.
Okay, so that's a good thing.
It
right?
is.
So you move to Dominican Republic, you're going to pick up some healthier eating habits. Not necessarily by choice, but a little bit of forced action sounds like in her lifestyle. So other than just missing the convenience of your Costco, so shout out Costco and Sam's Warehouse, other than the convenience of like the food, are there any things that I know we've talked and you said you miss your dishwasher. So are you getting over missing the dishwasher right now?
The thing about the dishwasher is this, okay? So, you can rinse your dishes off, put it in the dishwasher, and then you might run it, 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay.
But your kitchen in a flash is, where it needs to be. Here, you're going to wash those dishes, So, I'm not used to spending that much time in the kitchen washing dishes. So it's a change, But over time, we buy more paper plates, which, I'm concerned that I'm polluting the environment.
You're polluting the environment.
Exactly. But it's saving my sanity, and my sanity has to be worth something.
Right.
So
Okay, no problem. We'll let you keep your sanity even though she's over here worried about a dishwasher. So no problem. So now let me ask you, there are a lot of Americans, especially in our area. Everybody knows we're in Punta Cana, so
Yes.
it's a more touristy area. Were you shocked by it being so many Americans that have actually made this their home full time?
Actually, in some ways I was a little surprised.
Okay.
I've been surprised, and it's a pleasant surprise because you of course, this is the island of Espanol.
Espanol.
And it's difficult when that is a new language for you.
Right.
And so to run into the Americans here, especially in the community where I live and at the grocery store, and as I spread my wings a little bit and run into people like yourself, it's nice. It's like, okay, there's a little piece of home.
Okay, yeah, just being able to speak English.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, so now I know your fiance is Dominican, so are you learning Spanish? How's it going?
Well, the truth is he speaks fluent English. So that makes it difficult. But at home, when we're together, we speak a lot more Spanish.
Okay, good.
And he's helping me to understand how to communicate. For example, when I go to the restaurant or I go to the grocery store, and the security guards, because we live in a gated community. So to be able to talk to the people that you need to talk to and understand what's going on around you, that's what he's helped me for the most part. The other part about learning Spanish, I guess, to be honest with you, when I have to speak it or something comes up and I have to understand, then I can take my time and then I can communicate. The other day I was with a group of people and they were talking about looking for the keys, and they say llave, and I knew what they were talking about. That's and I was able to help. So
I like it because I'm learning to eavesdrop now. I can eavesdrop on the Spanish conversation and know what they're talking about.
And like today, even though it's beautiful here, it's nublado, which is cloudy. Exactly.
Cloudy. Get a little Spanish lesson on this episode, everybody.
Exactly. And lluvia.
Lluvia rain.
It may be coming soon.
Rain. Yep. So hopefully not. We're gonna get through this episode because we're out at Cocotal, in my home community. This is my subdivision clubhouse. So you see people are at the pool. Not the best sunshiny day, but it's still a warm Dominican day of paradise in our eyes. Okay. And so now tell me, what has been the cultural shock for you?
The cultural shock. Well, this is one. And I run into it quite often.
Okay.
Typically, if you ask a Dominican something, even if the answer is no,
they say yes.
Exactly. And they're just trying to find a way to please us.
That is the truth. And I don't, when you say us, I don't think it's us as Americans, because people have this misconception that Dominicans treat Americans better than they treat each other. That is not the case. I feel that they're kind to everybody. They're kind to us. They're kind to their own culture, their own people, which is an excellent thing.
That's right.
They want to make everybody happy.
Exactly.
And and sometimes it don't turn out the way you want it to, because they'll tell you they know how to get somewhere, and you're gonna get lost. So just trust and believe. That's one of the things. But so you're like me. I find that the Dominican people are very nice.
They are.
I haven't. Yeah. Have you experienced? Because we had a show on racism. A lot of people, started with the rumors and the misconceptions that Dominicans don't like black people. So have you experienced any of that, or felt any tension when you're out?
Honestly, no. And we have, obviously, Dominican friends, and they invite us over. And they are so helpful, and so considerate. And
I agree.
Even though I've been here almost 3 years and my Spanish is very limited, I find that they're learning more English
to accommodate
me.
So we're never going to learn Spanish fluently. We're not. Yeah, because every time I try to use my Spanish, they want to practice their English.
Exactly.
Every time. Every time. So now, I know that you purchased a car here.
Yes.
Okay, so how was that process? Because we still haven't gotten a car, so we're waiting.
Well, I think the sticker shock is that whatever that car would have cost in the United States, because we purchased a used car. I think it was a 2015. Okay. It's going to be 40 to 45% more expensive than that same used car in America, because the import customs is looking for a 40% fee, right?
So you got to pay all of that, and gas is a little bit higher. So do you feel like, even though the cost of living here is cheaper than in the U.S. because it's considered a developing country, do you feel like it's still a balance there?
The balance is this. This is the balance. We spend a lot of money on shopping and clothes and things that, we don't need. Yeah. And instead of spending money on that, because I like to buy the island dresses,
right?
And I can get them for $10, $15. Okay. I don't have to go spend $150 on a nice dress, right? And I feel perfectly comfortable. So the difference is the clothing budget I had.
The clothing budget can turn into a massage budget, and a petty budget, all of that,
and a car budget.
Yeah. So the money that you were using, you can spread it around here so many ways, and you can just truly treat yourself and make your island life just that much more luxurious. So if you're thinking of retiring abroad, definitely keep the Dominican Republic in mind. Okay, now, so we've had a couple of love episodes, and one of our Ebony Ladies, she even married her Dominican man. So tell me, what was like a major difference in dating a Dominican man versus an American man, or was there any difference at all?
I would have to honestly say, for me, not much difference.
Okay.
I think the one difference you'll find is when there's a language barrier. Okay. And since we don't have the language barrier, it makes it easier for us to communicate. Now, don't get me wrong, occasionally I'll say something and he thinks he understood, but he didn't. But the fact that he understands English helps, because we can go to the dictionary
Yeah, and look it up. Google
Exactly.
Translate. It's my friend.
There you go.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's probably the only difference, to be honest with you. I mean, I can't see a difference.
Okay, so that's very good, ladies. So where you thought dating a Dominican man required you to, do something different, it doesn't. Let a man be a man, and let him woo you, and date you, and do all those good things to win your heart. So the Dominican American romance is real. So
And
we
well
have
and
a lot
alive.
of it now. Now let me ask you. Okay, so let me ask you about this. So. You moved here. Did you come with, like some of the other Ebony Ladies, 8 suitcases? Or did you come with a trunk or the barrels, or like us, a container? How did you get all your things here? You've been here 3 years, so you've been constantly moving things, or what have you been doing?
That's been the ticket. Actually, since it was never my plan, I never did any research.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do any research. So what happened is, I decided to get a couple of large suitcases, as large as because now the airlines are so limited on the weight.
Right.
So if it's 40 pounds or 50 pounds, I try to bring the things that I can't find here.
Okay.
If you think about it, for most of us, it's the shoes and the clothes that we. And
that
since,
take up all the space that you're never gonna wear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So instead of bringing, I brought about maybe a dozen or so nice sundresses, and then I have, about a dozen or so sandals that I switch out. If I wear them out, because we wear sandals every day, I'll give them away, and but I try to keep my quantity of shoes and clothes and purses limited.
Right.
So then when I travel, what I do is I bring like things I can't find here. Like we wanted on-demand water heater. So they're very small, actually. They're not very big.
Right.
So I bought that, and I brought that in my suitcase.
Okay.
Some other things. Oh, I wanted because we have a white tile floor.
Okay.
And I wanted a Dirt Devil all surface.
Yeah, you fancy.
So I wanted a good suction.
These island problems.
That's an island problem.
Island problems.
So I couldn't find them here, and so it's things like that that I find that I bring in my luggage.
Okay, so everybody's gonna bring, get what you need, bringing it back and forth. So now, what would be your advice to people thinking of moving abroad? Because you say you didn't do research. Now, would anything have changed had you done research?
Yes.
That sounds like you kind of followed your heart and came here.
Exactly.
Okay. So
and that's good.
If done some research.
Since I had never followed my heart much in the past, that was a good thing for me.
That is a good thing. Absolutely.
Yes. But if I like to plan everything.
Okay.
I would have done maybe 6 months to a year learning that what I needed to do to bring a container.
Okay.
And I've learned since then that not only can you bring a container, apparently you could bring a car.
You can bring one car once you have residency.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those kinds of things, to know that and to be able to bring those things would make my life easier. But guess what? I would have missed the whole adventure.
That's the whole thing we want you to know.
Yeah.
Don't miss out on the adventure. So if you tune in to Ebony Ladies in the DR. We have been doing our best to help people who are thinking of moving abroad. And one thing about this show is not just for Black Americans. It's not just for Americans. It's not just for women. It's for everybody. Anybody that's close to retirement or not even close to retirement. If you're just thinking of a new life for yourself and you're thinking about moving abroad, go back, watch some of the other episodes. We give you information on moving, we give you a checklist on moving, we answer some of the questions regarding living here, buying property here, coming here with children, coming here with animals. So there's like a whole lot of videos, a whole lot of information out there that you could tune into, watch some of the other videos, get your questions answered. So you see, like myself and Cris, we've made this home.
Yes.
And so we're happy with our decision. Now, I do have to ask you, what did your family think? Since this was sound like it was a shocker. So how did your family react?
Well, the good thing was that.
Okay, hold on. There's the Dominican wind. So this is that Caribbean wind.
Beautiful.
We got it apologize. Back to our regularly scheduled program. All right.
Well, the good thing was it was a gradual process for them since I still maintain my home in the U.S.
Okay.
And so Thomas and I, for example, this year we were there. I was at home in Indianapolis for maybe 6 to 8 weeks, and then Thomas came.
Oh, nice.
And he was there for 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then he came back because, of course, he's still working.
Right.
And then I was able to remain there for a few more weeks.
Okay.
So by having my home there and having my family and friends check in into my home,
Right.
make sure everything's okay, it's almost like I'm still there for them.
Okay.
Of course, my mother and I, we talk a lot more than probably we used to, because she does miss me and I miss her.
Right.
But I'm just a phone call away.
Yeah.
And
So
so
you can go get it.
they're adjusting, and that the fact that I still maintain a home there, and I do come home a few weeks at a time. Even this winter, I'll probably go home, let's say the end of January, early February, 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then, come back. So by having that freedom, being retired and having that freedom, it has eased the blow. I have two sisters in Indianapolis, and then my daughter lives in California with my grand twins. Sage and Dakota. So I go to California at least 2 or 3 times a year also to see them. So
Very good.
I try to stay mobile and visit them. I've had a couple of visitors here. My girlfriend came, and my cousin visited me here.
Good, very good.
And so, I leave, every time I leave them with an open invitation to come visit.
Y'all, that's nice. I ain't doing no more open invitations. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna have some more people come. But maybe. But good. Now, before we end, I have to ask you, are there any regrets?
I don't have any. No.
Can't have any.
Mm-mm.
So everybody, another Ebony lady here in the Dominican Republic, letting you know that she made a good choice like the rest of us. Mm-hmm. Living abroad may not be for everybody, but if it is something that you're thinking about, do it. Go through, answer, get your questions answered from this page, from this channel, and follow us, Ebony Ladies on the DR, on Facebook, Instagram, right here on our YouTube channel, and we will do our best to get all your information taken care of. But we want to thank our guest, Cris. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
you.
You
look beautiful. I didn't say it. You look really pretty. And
Thank you.
I know, some people don't always want to share their stories on camera, so we really appreciate that you did.
Well, thank you so much, Bridget.
Thank you. And so everybody, that's going to be it for this episode. Remember, right here on YouTube on Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And you're beautiful as well.
Thank you.